Hey everyone, my name is Jim and I am a customer success coach at Bright MLS. And today I wanted to walk you through a tool called Ad Builder. But before I do that, I want to highlight some information that's come up and is displayed on my screen right here in the weekly snapshot, which is kind of a nice summary of what's happening in Bright MLS's footprint. And what we can see is that there are some interesting changes happening. We're seeing median days or medium time to contract creep up 4 days year over year. We're seeing that the inventory active listings are up almost 24% year over year. And what's interesting about this market is that we're coming off the heels of like a really hot, period of time where things were moving extremely fast and properties were selling quickly. And for sellers, there was a little bit maybe less pressure to unload a property. Whereas now we're starting to see some of those trends maybe reverse just a little bit. And, while properties are still selling and there's increase in what homes are selling for year over year in terms of appreciation generally, we're going to see sellers who get a little bit anxious about their property moving quickly, right? So there's some pressure that they're going to put on their agents. And some of that pressure is going to come in the form of, hey, what are you doing, Mr. or Mrs. Agent, to sell my property? How are you marketing it? So there's going to be some more attention placed on the tools and the activities that you're doing as an agent, and how you explain that to a customer, right? So today, with this in mind, I'm going to exit this report right now. I wanted to show you a tool that you may or may not be familiar with. It's called Ad Builder. I wanted to show you where you can access that and how it can be used to benefit you in your business. Now, just to summarize what Ad Builder is, and if we go up to products, we can click on the Ad Builder link, and that will launch us into a new page where we can read about what it is, but I'll just try to summarize it. This is a way for you to promote your listings. It's integrated with Bright. So when you go and you create a draft and then you enter or publish your listing into Bright, you have an ability to use this tool to advertise and market your property, right? So we're going to be doing that advertising through places like Facebook, Instagram, and Google, as well as Bing. So you have multiple options to get that property information out, and not only get the property information out, but maybe generate some leads for yourself, right? And depending on what your goals are, you can customize your campaign and make it work for you. And what's nice about this tool is it does give sellers a report that they can view and really understand how the property is performing out there, right? So what I want to do now is just kind of walk through a few things here. First thing I'll point out is that, once you go to products, click on Ad Builder, you can click this link here and type in a promo code to give you a 20% discount off of your first listing ad that you place through Ad Builder, which is a really nice thing. There's additional support articles that go into a little bit more depth about what options you have here. And the other thing I'll point out is when you go to listings and you go to add edit and you open up your listing management page, once you have a draft created, you're going to see this pop up right here. It says promote with Ad Builder. And if you click on that, it's going to open up a new page in your browser, and you'll be able to see a little bit more about what you can do and what some of the benefits are. You can even get like a preview here. This is going to show you a little bit of what it would look like on these different platforms when you do advertise using Ad Builder. Now, I just have this listing in draft status, so I can't actually show you a real preview, but you absolutely can preview prior to posting and make sure that advertising is going to work for you. Make sure that you customize your personal account, right? So there are some branding options here when you log into the Ad Builder website, which can be accessed here, app.adbuilder.pro. You can go to your profile, go to account. You can change your headshot. You can include your license number, brokerage information, office logo, things like that. So you can customize that. You can include your payment option there as well. But what's powerful about this is that you can select the property that you are bringing to market. And with a click of a button, you can prepare an ad And again, it's going to repeat the same error message that my listing's in draft status. It's not actually live, but it will give you those options, and it will allow you to customize the type of campaign you want to build, as well as the amount of money or budget that you have for your campaign, right? So it's a really helpful tool. I'm going to read through some frequently asked questions. If you have questions as well, please enter them into the chat. We'll do our best to get to them. But I wanted to go through this and just answer some of the most common questions. So some folks have questions about lead routing. How is that handled in Ad Builder? So Ad Builder will create a property-specific lead capture page for you, and it will use that as the destination for those Google, Facebook, and Instagram ads. So if a consumer submits an inquiry on your ad, you receive an email with the details of the message, and that information is also going to be available on the listing-specific campaign dashboard, right, which would show up here on this website. There are questions about adding to your budget. Can you add to the budget? Yeah, you can. You can click Add Budget within the listing specific campaign, and there's a slider tool that will allow you to increase the listing and also give you some estimates in terms of outcomes. And you do have the ability to pause campaigns as well. So you just go to Listing Management. You would click on the Manage Campaign button that's displayed underneath the overview card. So we saw that back here. Right now it says Promote because I haven't created anything, and this is still draft. But this is where you would go to, potentially pause a campaign if you had to do that. The length of the campaign. This is another question we get a lot. So this would be a duration of 21 days. So the paid campaign that you schedule through Ad Builder will run for those 3 weeks. It does not automatically renew, okay? What does happen automatically is we use something called Ad Intelligence that's built into Ad Builder that will update the listing as the status changes, right? So ad copy and media will automatically update to reflect significant changes in status, such as open house, price reductions, or under contract status, right? You can also opt out of that if you prefer to run a standard campaign, which in that event, no listing event triggers would happen through the duration of that campaign. Like I said before, you can absolutely preview your ad prior to it being confirmed and placed. And if your listing isn't active yet, you still you wouldn't be able to go through the process. You will see that advertisement show up where it says Promote with Ad Builder, but right now you can only purchase ads for residential sale listings in Bright that are in either coming soon status, active under contract, and closed. Okay, those are the statuses. And then in terms of cost, you're in control of the ad spend, but there are minimums. So there's a minimum $100 ad spend per campaign and a minimum spend of $50 per platform. So Google, Meta, for example. So there you have it. That's a good brief summary of Ad Builder. Like I said, you can look up additional information by going to the Ad Builder website. If you already have a draft within the listing management section, click on this Promote button here to read more about it. And to create your account, you'll have to go to the website and go to Accounts, update your info there, and then you should be off into the races. There's a couple articles that we have posted within our blog too that will go into a bit more detail about some of the features and what they look like, some of which I covered today. But this goes into, like I said, a bit more detail. It'll show you how the targeting works. It'll tell you how you can set up priorities for your campaign and really customize it to make it work for you. So I appreciate you joining me. Again, if there are questions, please enter them into the chat. We'll do our best to get back to you. And thanks again. We hope to connect with you sometime soon. Thanks.